Yes, hello everybody, this is Ray from Ray's United, and I'm back, people, I'm back. Hey, today is a special show for you guys. Now, you have to know that I've set this aside for you. Any questions you've got, you can begin to ask. Of course, you can call in or you can ask it through the live chat or afterwards or whatever, but mostly during the live show because it's interactive. And we are going to talk about a lot of different subjects because no Pi Network topic is off limits. As long as it's within reason, we can talk about any Pi Network topic. They're all not off limits, which means we can talk about any. So get yourselves prepared and smash the like button whilst you're at it. Smash the subscribe button, of course. Become a member. We're almost heading towards 50K. We've slowed down, but let's get quick to 50K so I can give you guys some free Pi giveaway or whatever, in June, because obviously my birthday is also coming soon. So, I'm a June born, I'm a Gemini, in case you don't know. So that's what it is. And obviously, yeah, it is what it is. It's going to be a fun show. Whichever country you're watching from, I really appreciate it. I know it's late for some countries and it's very early for some countries and it's cool for some countries. But hey, this is the only time I can do it on a weekday. So when I come back, it's on. All right, I'm back. This is Ray from Ray's United. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, of course. Become a member, and let's watch this channel grow. Richard Brown, it's been a while. I've seen you. Lizzie, of course, is here. George is here. Selmo is here. Domination 3812 is here as well. So hey, yes, hi to you, and let me know where you're watching from, people. Very important. I can give you a shout out, and you are the if you were a football fandom or football fan, whatever you want to call it, you guys will be the ultras, knowing that you're here. It may be late, particularly if you're in Nigeria or Ghana or South Africa or Kenya or India. It's late, but you've made it a point to be here. So kudos to you, and I appreciate you. J-Dog is here. It's end of the month, so hey, super chats will also be appreciated. I'm not really making any money on YouTube. I don't get it. I'm not making any money on YouTube. This is ridiculous, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. We've got Randy watching from Ghana, Domination watching from the United States, Elijah watching from Port Harcourt, and Nathaniel watching from Nigeria, J-Dog, of course, watching from the United States. We've got Victor Dangara, my guy, George watching from Nigeria, and of course, Lizzie watching from Canada. We've got Richard Brown watching from Atlanta, Georgia. What's up to you, Richard Brown? And yeah, finally off work to catch it live. I see all videos for sure. Yeah, I know. You've been here for a long, long time. You are one of the ever-present members, just like J-Dog, just like Lizzie. And I appreciate you guys for contributing to the channel. Jeremiah watching from Ghana, Nigeria up, Chelsea. Oh, that's good for Obi. So you got 2 up on me, obviously, because I don't give a hoot about Chelsea. And of course, Nigeria beat Ghana, but hey, it's nothing really. It's just a Unity Cup. I wanted to go, but I was working. That's the problem. Otherwise, I would have gone to West London and watched it. Michael Bassi watching from Nigeria. Good to see you too. Injikam Dawuda watching from Cameroon. Yes, I'm doing great. All right, let's do this. So I've put a link there. I would love for it to be interactive. The subjects that I will be talking about will entail the Pi price, of course, why it's remaining as low as it is. We'll be talking about KYC validations. A lot of people don't talk about KYC validations, but we're going to talk about that. We'll also be touching on tentative KYC because somebody spoke about it or briefly that people aren't really mentioning it because it's sort of not their cup of tea. Well, this is why Ray's United is here. We talk about stuff like that. So we'll be talking about tentative KYC because somebody mentioned it. And we'll also be talking about how supposedly the lockups, once they're unlocked, plus migrations once they occur, have been quote unquote compromised. So it's looking quite scary, and we'll be talking about that as well. So that will probably be the last subject to be discussed. But whilst you're at it, please smash that like button. Let's get to 50K very soon. And you know, my birthday coming in June. If we can get to 50K before that, we can cram everything together and celebrate them simultaneously. So we can do that. Do you know what I mean? We can do that. But yeah, I miss you guys. You know, it's been a while. I think it was last week, a week ago exactly. That, or is it exactly a week ago? No, 6 days ago that I came here. And yeah, we spoke about a few things. But today is a Q&A, obviously. So I want you guys to phone in or ask your question, and we will discuss it. We will discuss it. But I've got my own subjects I want to talk about. So whilst I'm talking, you know, I'll leave a particular subject and then it has to come to an end, basically. And when that particular subject comes to an end, I'll read your questions if it qualifies to be read. And if it does qualify for a response, I will give a response. But it will be nice or interactive if you can phone in, so, you know, we can make it a point to talk about it. So let me see if I can go straight to YouTube and then get this thing done. Yes, guys, are you happy? Or tell me your mood about pie. Let me know your mood about pie, because I want to know. It's important. Or I can put it in a form of what's the name? In the form of poll. But no, I want you guys to type it in, because poll is so easy. Type it in. What's your mood with respect to Pi Network? What's your mood? Let me know, so I can gauge it, and then obviously give my opinion. Yeah. So yeah, I can. Nah, I'll not do that. I'll not do any pie. I'll not do any pie hats. I'm not like that. I'm not gonna brandish them like that. No way. They don't pay me for me to do that for them. Sorry. They blocked me. They muted me. Me, I've done over 700 videos on pie, and they can't recognize that. And I did a video which they would never do for you guys, and they in turn decided, okay, let's pay Ray back by blocking him or muting him on the chat. So no, I'm not gonna wear anything on Pi. Do you see me wearing anything on Pi Network? Hell no. I'm not affiliated with them to be wearing any such thing. I'm here for you guys. You are the ones that are more important, not Pi core team or Pi founders or whatever. I don't give a hoot about them. Sorry. It's all about you. Try not to be very personal with any project you're in. Don't be personal. I know we've all mind and everything, and it's okay. It's okay, but I don't think I'll be that attached to Pi Network. No, I won't be. So let me see if I can. All right. Where's the thing that I posted? Yep, there it is. I'm gonna pin it. Yeah. All right. So yeah, it would be nice if you guys can phone in, but whilst we're at it, let's talk. So first and foremost, let's discuss the price. The price. Do you guys think the price of Pi is too low and it's remaining low? Do you think it's volatile? Do you think it's vulnerable? Or do you think positively, you know, being emotional about things? Oh no, it's gonna go up, blah blah blah. Because from where I'm sitting, it doesn't look promising from where I'm sitting. And to be honest, I don't like the Pi founders. I really don't. It's like anytime I watch them, I just get irritated. I feel like they I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. You know, the way we come here and present, the way I come here and present the agenda. Do you know what I mean? When they're presenting the agenda, it feels like they're just reading it off something. You know, it feels like they're reading it off something. And I just don't know. Well, I know what to think of them, obviously. And personally, listen, I feel like, and obviously I was discussing it with somebody with regards to the fact that they don't seem to want to relinquish their grip on the project. They feel like if they say distribute the what's the name of it, the unverified Pi, for instance, when the time comes and the second migration occurs, which no one knows when it's going to occur, as far as I'm concerned, I've been told end of the year minimum. So let's say 2026, right? So they will keep dragging and find a way and tell you that, yeah, we need utilities, we need dApps, we need a utility-based crypto. Yes, of course, we need it. I've spoken about that. Without utility, it will just be just one other cryptocurrency. So we need a utility to support it, and so on and so forth. However, I'm not talking about that today. I'm talking about the fact that somebody says, "What? It's a correction. It's a natural correction." No, it's not a natural correction. Trust me, it's not. It's not a natural correction. Don't even say such a thing. Who's been telling you that? It's not a natural correction. It's a new. Yes, it is new. We know. Yes, the $3 or whatever that it got to $2.99 is $2.99 was an artificial price. But right now, the way things are standing, a lot of people don't even remember that it could potentially go past $3. Yes, it could. But the and I'm not blaming the Pi Core team for this, obviously, or the Pi founders. I'm just telling you how I feel about them. And I used to, if you ask Lizzie and J-Dog and of course Richard, they've been here for a very long time. I was one of those who was hyping this project that people were like, why is this guy hyping this project? What do they do for him? But I felt something about this project and it was more personal. Do you know what I mean? But right now, a lot of people understand where I stand. Not the project, not the crypto, not the token, but where I stand with these founders. They're not administrators. They're just scientists. Do you know what I mean? So when it comes to communicating with you, look at how he fumbled when he went to the I'm talking about Nicholas Kokalis, when he went to the conference, the crypto conference, the consensus 2025. He fumbled, literally. You don't want to mention the you people, but that's the truth, because I watched it, and I watched it, and I watched it. And trust me, I read body language a lot because that's kind of one of my fortes. And otherwise I wouldn't come here and do live, So, and I look at him, and most of the videos that they give us on the Pi app, you can see they're reading it off a teleprompter. It's not coming from their heads. They can't come here and do a live show. Never. They can never do it. That's why they never, ever get to a point where they're like, okay, I'm going to such and such person. It doesn't have to be me, because me and them, there'll never be an interview, because it's sour grapes. You know what I mean? So there'll never be an interview between me and them, and I don't care. But say someone else, they'll never do it. They will give it to somebody, some inconspicuous person to do the interview, and they'll post it and be like, yeah, because they can dictate the questions that person is going to ask them. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. There was a time when somebody said, oh, you have to interview them, but they're going to tell you which question. I said, do one. That's what I said. I am not going to do it, because you need to control the narrative. You can't let them control you. And that's the world we live in. Everybody's controlling anyway, whatever. So that's it. So the price, my question is, do you think it's too low, or do you think where it is okay? It's okay. It's gonna go up. It's okay. I'm very optimistic. No. Do you think it's too low, or do you think there's some optimism there? And be realistic. Be realistic. Looks like a descending channel to me. No one's telling me that. I'm reading the chat set. I make my own opinions. What are you talking about? I don't get it. Anyway, it looks like he's just whatever. Anyway, so what did Lizzie say? Lizzie says, I actually agree with you about the founders. I get irritated as well. I always feel let down with the news. Yeah, it's like there is no vim behind what they're talking about, if you know what I mean. There is no vim, and anytime they say something, it feels as though they're just coughing it up from some teleprompter, or it's definitely not coming from the heads. They're reading it off something. And you have all these people who feel like these lot are gods, literally gods, but they're human beings like you. You put people on pedestals, and when things don't go right, it drops. And that reminds me, Lizzie and J-Dog and Richard, a friend of mine said that I should not advertise pig NFT because they are a Ponzi scheme, blah, blah, blah. They may well be a Ponzi scheme. But me, I have a philosophy that when I introduce you to something, I will not introduce you if I feel like it's a scam. Do you understand? As long as you earn money from it, this is one thing I need to explain to all of you for you to understand. These are not long-term projects. Let me explain to you exactly how it works. So when you have something like Pig NFT, because right now I'm advertising because I need people to do it just in case. Now, it's been around for 28 days. This is the 29th day since the 30th of April. It's never had an update. It's never had anything to tell people that, oh, we're going to update things, so you guys should hang on and whatever, because we're not mining anything. We've just bought NFTs, and these people have sort of I'm talking about the NFT team. What they've done is they've put in a liquidity right from the start, and obviously whatever you do, they will gain some profit. Do you get what I'm saying? But whilst they're getting the profit, they reinvest it. So if they don't reinvest it and they only recouping the profit, then they run out of liquidity. And when they run out of liquidity, that will mean that the project will be dead. So for now, the project is not dead. For now, liquidity is still ongoing because people are withdrawing their profits and so on. And if you invite more people, you gain what they call the commission. Do you know what I mean? So 10% for who you invite, 3% for who your second level invitee invites, and then 2% for your third level invitee, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is I'm not scared of investing in these things because I'm communicating directly with them. Now, I keep asking the right questions and I get given the right answers, and they're very honest answers. So what I will tell you is, if you haven't invested, if you say by mid-May, if you haven't invested, then do not invest, because what will happen is they could run out of liquidity. And if they do run out of liquidity, you will lose. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm telling you here and now, if by mid-May, towards, say, between the 15th and the 26th of May, if you haven't invested yet, try to taper down and observe. Therefore, you can recoup your profits without having to lose any money. Do you know what I mean? And this is me speaking from experience, so learn from that. I'll tell you the truth. I will not come here and tell you invest. Yeah, from now till the 15th, if you invest, great. But when the 15th of June, June, not May, when the 15th of June passes, you have to taper down, because then it will June is what I meant, not May, June, correction, June. So if by the 15th of June you do not invest, then forget it. Do not even invest, because then you'll be taking the risk, not a risk, the risk. Because these short-term projects, it's all about liquidity. So you guys call it Ponzi scheme and scams, and that. It's not a scam. It's liquidity. When they run out of, some don't communicate properly, but I am communicating with you because I do have that first-hand information. It's not hearsay. It's me telling you. So they said a word to the wise is enough. I don't have to spell it out to you. You have to deduce from what I'm saying that between the 15th and 28th of June, 26th of June, you would have to taper down. I'm not saying you shouldn't invest, but taper down. So anything you do from then becomes high risk, so anything can happen. And that's what I can say. I can tell you, yeah, it's like a rug pull, but this is not rug pull, because rug pull is different. This one, I've now got the explanation. It's about the fact that they obviously invest their liquidity. So once they have the liquidity, that liquidity is where you're able to invest and get the profit from. Do you understand? But they get profit as well. But as they're doing that, if they don't reinvest, then the liquidity pool begins to reduce. It diminishes slowly. If they're only dependent on profit without reinvesting, then what you're going to get is it tapering and reducing. And once it gets to that point where they don't have any liquidity, they'll just, like you said, pull the plug, and then it's done. So in a way, it's a tantamount to a rug pull. Do you know what I mean? But in a different way, because it's not a form of crypto or meme coin or something. It's NFT, a very temporary NFT that lasts for up to 100 days. Now, this is, again, something I'm telling you, up to 100 days. So I did a an exclusive live show on Telegram where I went deep into it. So I'll do another one on Sunday. So you could join on Sunday. I'll let you know the time. If you're not on Telegram, join my Telegram and I'll do it there because it's safer and there's no misinterpretation. There's proper communication and so on. So guys, if you've got any questions about that, please let me know. I've taken about 5 to 10 minutes to talk about it. And yeah, and if you want to join, this is the time to join. This is the time to join and buy whatever amount you want to buy, $5, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500, whatever you want to buy. It's up to you. It's your money, not my money. But make sure you're ready to lose. Sorry, you're prepared to lose something. Because when you're investing, you have to know that it has to be money that you can afford to lose. Don't sell off any valuable item of yours to invest. That is a wrong move. You get what I'm saying? So that's what it is. If you've got any question about that, please let me know. And yeah, so Lizzie is saying the one fully verified open network app they released is a super basic mobile game. I just don't get it. Listen, so far the ecosystem of Pi Network it's a fuck up. Let me just say it's a fuck up. I would not talk about those things. I would never do a video about that. And it may seem as though I'm being negative, but you know me, I'm not a negative person. I'm very positive. But if I don't tell you the fact, then I'll be delusional. That's what this channel is for. This is not one of those that will come and tell you all is well. They don't want to hear anything negative. I don't like people like that. They don't want to hear facts. They want to hear, and people like being lied to. You know, even some partner, like you form a partnership, relationship, if you tell them the truth, they don't want to hear it. And sometimes they know you're lying to them or you're bragging, but they still want to hear that because that makes them feel good. And maybe before we may have done on this channel, the earlier days, but when I started getting real information, I started spitting facts instead of being delusional. So now the channel is at the stage where delusionism is being thrown away. You know what I mean? I'm actually here for a live. Oh yeah, it's Channel Coco. You're here for live. Yeah, good. Because you said you've been missing the live shows. You're here now, so that's good. Good to know you're here. And obviously, yeah, let's have a conversation. But if you're enjoying the live show, please smash the like button because this is what the live show is all about. If you're enjoying it, smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Let's get to that 50K, man. We need to get to the 50K. Yeah, I saw that today. I don't really hype those things, to be honest. It is what it is. It didn't change the price of Pi, so yeah, it is what it is. It's just a pairing, and that's it. Nothing else. There's nothing special about it. Yeah. So then Idris, that's what you're talking about. What's my view about yesterday's Maxi listing of the Pi USD1 pairing? I don't really care, to be honest. I don't care. Let me tell you that. Otherwise, you would have seen me post it on X and all of that. I didn't post it because I don't care about those things. What I care about is what is supposed to happen on the ecosystem, and that's not happening. So if that's not happening, what are they doing? That yes, they'll tell you they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes. Yeah, cool. But I'm not going to sit here and lick those people's food. No way. And I'm talking about the founders. I will not lick their food ever. Anyway, the ecosystem should consist of apps that are relevant to Pi Network and have practical use in our day-to-day life. Those are there, but they haven't been ratified. They're there. If you watch the video where, the live show I did 2 weeks ago, or is it 2 or 3 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago, where the core team were discussing things with the moderators and stuff, and one of my sources recorded and sent it to me, of which I redacted most of. They obviously said something with regards to the ecosystem where somebody asked why are we not seeing the dApps and so on, and then they're like, yeah, they're there. They're just not mainnet ready, and some of them are not really fit for purpose, more or less. I'm just paraphrasing, you know. So you look at that and you're like, so what was the point then? What was the point? So that investment, the Pi Ventures that was announced about a week ago, what's that for? Isn't that what that's for? To help these projects build properly So they will have a financial backing. Isn't that why that Pi Venture initiative was inculcated? Yes, that's why. But we're not seeing that. So we say, and it seems as though, let me tell you one thing that you guys don't read between the lines of. Chenja hates the open network. Remember that. Chenja fan hates the open network. So she speaks as though like, oh, you wanted the open network, you have the open network. We don't talk about exchanges. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we don't talk about, oh yeah, our legal stuff the problem is with regards to the legalities around it. So blah blah blah. Yeah. Come on, it's getting irritating. So yeah, about that. So that's that. And then obviously there is the Pi. There is the what's the name? The validations, KYC validations. Now that is also another thing. So I asked the question and nobody answered. I think one person answered. I asked the question before we get to the KYC validations. I asked the question, Pi price, is it too low or is it okay? Are you satisfied with what it is right now? Is it too low or is it seeing what we've seen that it could go up? Because I remember it hovering in the $1 something about 2 months ago or so, 3 months ago, 2 months ago. And then it just started going down, and since then it's not recovered. But right now, as we speak, is it low or not? That's the question I'm asking. Is it low or not? And Lizzie is saying it's low. It is low. Anything less than $1 is low. It means it's less than the dollar. So you can't value it and say, oh, it's better than the dollar. The dollar is better than Pi as we speak. So let's be factual. If it's less than $1, it's very low. Simple. So, and obviously, yeah, I'll speak about people's Pi getting missing and getting stolen and all of that. I'll speak about that very soon. But I believe the price of Pi is too low. For whatever reason, it can't shoot its way up, or it can't just even gradually rise. I don't want it to shoot up, because if it shoots up, it's going to shoot down, because people are going to just, what do we call it? They're going to withdraw their Pi or convert it to fiat and withdraw it. So it should just rise gradually, but a bit quicker, because right now it's actually been declining slowly, and to be honest, listen, it's a long-term project. My Pi is in my wallet, my Pi wallet, and so on. I believe my Pi wallet is safe, so I'm not scared. I'm not going to transfer it to any exchange yet. I'm not going to do that. So far, Lizzie says it's low. Chanel Coco said it's low, and Andre James is saying it's too low. One would have a whole lot to even buy a simple meal. It's true. It's true. And this is where I've got a little problem with that price. Listen, there's no love lost between me and the ICE founders, right? But when I joined ICE, I joined it late. I joined in July 2023. And after 6-7 months, I was able to recoup a certain amount of money that's more than the Pi I have right now. That was more than the Pi I have right now. So these people are being I believe that if you're living with somebody like Nicholas Kokalis or Chenja, particularly Nicholas, he looks like a very stingy man. They look like stingy people. And I'm not even joking, because they're so stingy with our Pi. And this is what's pissing me off. Our Pi. It's not their Pi. This is Pi that we've mined. These are people that we've invited. And most have been KYC'd. And we're not getting the rewards that we've reaped. We're not getting those. So I need to know that this is the Pi I'm getting. After you've cheated me, I need to know that this is the Pi I'm getting, so I can keep that Pi. But if I'm sitting here right now knowing that I've invited hundreds of people and I haven't reaped anything from that, is that fair? You tell me. Is that fair? Like, we've invited you've invited people. Even if you haven't, you may have invited 1 or 2 people, and that's inviting. And they may have invited 1 or 2 people, and so on and so forth, right? If you did that over the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, you did that, and you've increased the numbers from what it was to almost 100 million, you deserve something. You understand? You deserve something, and you deserve your Pi to be given to you, what you deserve, which means that the contributions that your referrals and security circles may have made is what you deserve. The validations, you deserve that. You know, they told us that we'll get a certain amount per validation. It's not specific, it's very dynamic based on how many people validate people. And that's what I'm talking about right now, KYC validations. But we haven't seen a sniff of the rewards that we deserve. We haven't seen a sniff of the rewards that we deserve. So you validated 1,000 accounts. I've validated, let's say, 2,000 accounts. You know, somebody's validated 5,000 accounts. Somebody's validated 500 accounts. Somebody's validated 100 accounts, and so on and so forth, right? And you're sitting down there and you'll be asking the question, when am I going to receive my validation rewards? And nothing is being said. Nothing. Not even, oh, we're working on it, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Silence. Mute. They will say nothing. And yet, when they do something and somebody who wants the interest of you law records it and sends it to me, that I should do with it for whatever I wish, and I did that, made sure that some of the information never saw the light of day, they still said, oh, why did he release it? They didn't come to me. They used proxies. They're cronies. The mods and the mega mods, they use them because they're the ones that yap a lot on. They don't yap, they type a lot on the pie charts. And they thought, you know what? We know Raise United's account because he posted it on Twitter, which was a big mistake. And they found it and they muted it globally, which means that I can't go into even my own chat on Pi. I can't go there. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't go there. I can't go there. You know, and so let me tell you this. A lot of people will not say this because they're scared. I ain't scared. This is my channel, which you have contributed to. So this is where we can come and have a conversation. I'm not scared of anyone because it's even illegal for them to go anywhere near my pie. Do you know what I'm saying? The pie that I've mined, that I've contributed to this ecosystem. I've done over 700 pie-related videos on Raise United. I've had people come to this channel. I've interviewed a lot of people on this channel. So yes, I paid a cost. I've earned the right. My cigars are well earned. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to sit here. I've done a lot more work for the community than they have. Yeah, over 700 pie videos. No, man, no channel has done that. Point a channel that's done over 700 pie videos. Only pie. Point a channel. There is no channel. You understand? Let me see. If memory serves, I think long ago in the early stages, Nicholas did a video where he said, if you have 10 pi, one can live comfortably. Is that so? I'm not so sure about that. Anyway, so Chanel Coco said, back in right now, they are, yeah. Ray's speaking facts as he always do. And then Chanel Coco, obviously Bekane or Bekani says, yes, my experience so far, he has taught me a lot of things, also the shady things, as I've investigated the blockchain and transactions. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what we do here. Listen, this is not a channel where we're going to lick anybody's foot. This is not a channel where we're going to bow to anyone. We are going to spit facts. We are going to speak the truth. We're not going to sit here and let these people use us for their gain. Right now, they think they've gained a lot of money. Listen, there's another thing I want to ask you. Obviously, since they don't want to give us our validation rewards, let's talk about another thing. Before I talk about tentative KYC, there's something that came to mind. Oh, I've forgotten. Oh, it just escaped me. What was I thinking about? Thinking about something. Anyway, when it comes, we'll talk about it. Right. So certain people are still being tentatively KYC'd, which means that they can't get to validate people. They're losing out on validations and so on. I know that they're trying to slow the KYC down, but why are you slowing it down? The migrations have gone up. You said we're in the open network, quote and unquote open network. And so the validations can still happen. People can still validate people to get accounts that haven't yet been KYC'd. Do you know what I mean? Especially the newer accounts. You know, you've already deducted 90 whatever percent of people's pie because they missed the grace period deadline. But the ones that deserve the KYC now, give it to them. they're within that grace period. Give it to them. Let them get KYC, because those people that missed the grace period, some of them didn't get their KYCs because they weren't given the KYC. Like a friend of mine at work, he's applied for the KYC, he's still under review, and it's more than a year. I think it's 1.5 years. Do you know what I mean? So it's surprising. It's surprising when they keep doing that. So obviously, yeah, tentative KYC is a bit of an issue, to be honest. I don't know why people are still in tentative KYC and nothing is being done, you know? Yeah, and nothing is being done. I don't know why, to be honest. I really don't. But hey, let's see what that's all about. Let's see what that's all about. Yeah, if you've got any questions with regards to anything about Pi Network, please put it in the comment section. I will yeah. I don't know why I said Bekani, but I look at names differently, and I sort of, this is a digression, but it's funny how Bekani says, "Wow, Ray, I'm serious impressed how you correctly pronounced Bekani, my hometown from Morocco." I may have heard it before. I may have heard that name before. That's why I'm probably pronouncing it right, but I wasn't sure because I know it's not an English name, so it's definitely not Bekane. No, it's Bekani or Berkani if you want to pronounce. Or if you want to pronounce, some people say Berkani. So yeah, but Bekani, yeah, lovely name, lovely name. Yeah, so I am definitely not impressed at all. I'm not impressed, and if I'm not impressed, I know most of you aren't, because we sort of share a certain belief that, and listen, I may not always be right. Remember that I may not always be right, but based on the things I'm hearing reliably, the core team are full of themselves, and particularly, and you guys have made them so. You guys have put them on a pedestal, so they think they're gods. And trust me, no human being is a god. You don't idolize a human being. You can respect what they've done, but trust me, most of us work equally hard, if not more. I have children. That's a lot of work. I love doing what I do as a parent, and I do work, and I come here and I do a live show. There is no gaps in my daily life. There are no gaps. There's always me on the go all the time. I try to fit in certain things in between, but all in all, there are no gaps. So you can't tell me that they're any more busier than I am or than you are. But yeah, just because they have Pi Network and you and I don't, or the quote unquote established Pi Network and you and I didn't, so they're better off than us. No, they're not. So when they do something that you deem not right, you need to point it out and shout it out. Do not be silent, because your silence can eat you inside out. Do you know what I mean? Don't let that happen. Let me see what MET TV. Oh, we've got the Nick 8787 watching from Bramtown, England. You're welcome, my friend. MET TV saying, Mr. Ray, why can't people transfer their Pi from the Pi wallet to exchanges? Just rolling. You can't check. Sorry, you can check your Pi browser in the wallet section to confirm what I'm saying. You sure? Let me see. While we're here, let me see. All right, so MET TV here is saying we can't transfer our Pi from the wallet to exchanges. Let me see if that's true while we're here. So I've gone to my Pi wallet. Let's see. I'm going to transfer 10 Pi to MEXC. Yeah, it's true. I tried, it didn't work. Let me see. You're right. I tried it, just an experiment. It didn't work. It was just an experiment. All right, let's see. You're right. Something ain't right. Let's see. All right, so succeeded. It's gone through. It's gone through. Mine has gone through. So I don't know why, but earlier I wasn't going through. You're right, but I think it's been sorted. I don't think it's a problem. There's nothing to panic about. They've been KYB'd. So Maxi, I just transferred just 10 Pi there. I don't really have my Pi there. My Pi is mostly on in my wallet. So yeah. Well, that's a good that was a good one. We all confirmed that. Guys, can you see bottom right? The app I'm using now, you can see some of the comments there. Bekani says my Pi wallet is compromised. 19 Pi was stolen. I have 1600 Pi locked till I'm afraid it will also be stolen by the hacker. I really hope that by that time the core team has implemented two-factor authentication. Yeah, I think what they should do, there's two things they can do. Crypto Era has become a new member. Thank you so much, Crypto Era. Let me see what membership you have. Crypto Era, Crypto Era, beginner level. Thank you for being a member. Another membership added. Really appreciate that. Let me put down the screen for everybody to see. Yep, that's Crypto Era, new member of the channel. Yeah, that's great. All right, so what was the question? No, yeah. So Berkani 19 Pi was stolen. I did a video today. Those of you that haven't watched it, please go watch it after the show. About me, a friend of mine at work. Of course, he gave me that permission to use his unlocking. I'd call it migration, but it's unlocking, because if I said unlocking, people will not really watch. So I use the migration word and I put it in parentheses, brackets, and yeah, so you could see exactly in real time while that unlocking was happening, and he got his Pi and his account was not compromised. So listen, I can't really pinpoint why anyone's account will be compromised, but there may be a few reasons why that happens, and one of them will be you mistakenly may have saved it on your phone, and therefore, listen, phones are compromised. Let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you a secret I haven't told anyone. So I had this, and this happened last year, October, right? Somebody came to me. This is a story I'm telling you. Somebody came to me that they worked for Honor. You know, Honor, Honor. It's a mobile phone company, Honor. And I verified them. I checked everything, and they checked out. They checked it, and it looked like they were really working for Honor. They had the Honor logo beside their name. They were blue ticked, all of that. So, I checked them out and everything. It looked cool. We had a longer communication, a progressive one over a period of time. And then eventually we had to do a Teams video call. That person sent the link. I clicked the link. A few minutes later, my MetaMask wallet was wiped clean. I had over 800 pounds there. All of it gone. I didn't do anything. I didn't tell you guys, but that's what happened. October last year or September. I think it was October last year that happened. I said nothing. I told only one friend, and that was it. But I learned something. Whilst we were at it, another company contacted me that, they work for a SIM swap company. They will make sure that everybody, we did a video call. I did a video call with them. It was great. I remember that day. I was even on the phone with them, and a friend of mine was on the other side of the phone, and he was listening in the other end of the phone. So they collaborated. The Honor people, so-called, and the other one, so-called, they collaborated, and they wiped my wallet clean. So therefore, my wallet was compromised, right? So I made sure I wasn't using that wallet anymore. Remove that SIM card from my phone. That's how my SIM was swapped. Remove that SIM card from my phone. Never use that number again, and it didn't happen. But guess what? I don't have anything there. I didn't have anything there other than the little pennies and stuff. Guess what? Yesterday I was sitting here, and that very one, the pennies were all going. So you can imagine, they've already SIM swapped, and they thought, this guy's doing. I know it could be one of you. One of you watch me. If it's you, I see you. I see you, motherfucker. So that's what they do. Last year it happened, and I learned from it. And even that, I realized that anyone is vulnerable. Don't sit down there and say you're the best, you're not vulnerable. Listen, these people, when they come to you, because of that, my trust in anyone that contacts me is zero. I block them. Anyone contacts me, even if it's legit business, I block them. I don't want them anywhere near my phone. If you can have a phone conversation for me to call you directly and video call you, not Teams meetings or whatever, but video call, you can fuck off. We ain't having a conversation. Do you understand? And that's what it is. When you've had the experience, you become ruthless. You get me? Imagine if I had £800,000 or £8 million or £80,000 and they wiped it clean. I'll be having cold sweats in the winter. Do you understand? So I understand where these people are coming from, the people who are losing their pie. I understand where they're coming from. You may have done something unknowingly, unwittingly. It's not your fault, but it may have opened a door like a Trojan horse. And that door is where they're going through. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to sit here and be one of those that will blame you for anything or everything that's happened with your Pi wallet. Now, let's talk about solutions. So possible solutions could be the fact that you've locked your Pi means that you can actually create a new wallet, but don't create it yet. Speak with people in the developer section of the Pi chats. I can't go there because I've been muted. Surprise, surprise. So you now have to communicate. I can't do anything anymore when it comes to Pi chats because I've been muted because I spit facts. Shame, innit? No freedom of speech. And we live in an autocracy, not a democracy in terms of Pi network. Trust me when I say these people love their power. They love their power. They love their grasp on that power that they have over you. And if you don't get that power back for yourself, we keep saying we have the power, we have the what power do we have? They hold our Pi. What power do we have? We don't have any power. You speak. They have like Diddy on Cassie. Took pictures of her, made sure that if she goes anywhere, he's gonna post the pictures that he did, such and such and such. So they've held our balls, they've grabbed us by our balls that we can't move. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm moving, even though they're holding my balls, I'm still moving because they have my Pi. Tens of thousands of Pi that I may get. They have that through my referrals. They have that. And we have to get those Pi's back. We have to get them back because that's our work. These people are holding our hard work there and saying that, oh yeah, we're doing the first migrations first. Come on, we can't do all the migrations. You can do it in parallel, concurrently. You know, but yeah, they've decided. Stupid decisions, but they've decided and nobody's saying anything. It's cool, it's cool. Oh, the Pi Core team said it, so it's cool. They're brainy, they're intelligent. No, they're not street smart. They're just book smart. There's a difference. Do you understand? There's a difference. And so I'm so pissed about this because I know a lot. You guys don't know. I know a lot. I've heard a lot. I've seen a lot. So when I'm telling you these things, I'm telling you because of the stuff I know that I can't say to you. But you believe me because I know you do. Because I've held these people higher up than made them, you know, they never came to do an interview on Raise United. They never did. They snubbed Raise United, snubbed it, like we're nothing. You know what I mean? But it's okay. We'll keep going. So yeah, the solution would be first chat there and let them tell you what you need to do. My advice, once you've gone from there, you can change your wallet, which means open a new wallet, create a new wallet, and then you confirm that wallet on the step number 6 on our what's the name? Mainnet checklist. You understand where that document is, so you can sign. Because once you sign it, it would now confirm your new wallet. You have nothing to lose. But if you leave that wallet address, that passphrase, that person has got you by the balls, mate. Trust me. Whoever that hacker is, he's got you by the balls. Yes. So, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about people's lockups and people's migrations and everything being taken by an address. And that address has taken a lot of Pi, has millions of Pi. Can you imagine that? Millions of Pi at your expense. You know, and okay. So now I'm going to ask you, while we're at it, let me ask you this. It's looking scary. It is looking scary. And I'll probably do a shorter video talking about how scary it looks. And we will talk about this in detail, but I would probably do a shorter video where I talk about how scary it's looking with regards to your lockups when they get unlocked, and Pi migrations as and when they happen. You know, even today, as I was doing my friends, the video that you saw, the one I released, which to be honest should go viral, but you guys don't share. It's like you don't really care, but you need to care about yourself and your referrals and security circle. So when I do these videos, you share it with them. Share it with them. Do you know what I mean? Because it's for you. I don't need those videos. Remember, I've been migrated already. So all I'm waiting for is the second migration. I can get all my Pi, you know. But those of you that have yet to be migrated, those of you who have had your wallets compromised, those of you who are yet to unlock your lockups and so on, you're the ones that need to share these videos I do, because they're educative videos. They're not just some video for clout. If it's clout, I would have talked about GCV from day one, but I don't talk about GCV at all because it's not my cup of tea, you know. So pay attention to these things. And you can see today I've spoken a lot, and you guys are listening. And that's the main thing. That's why the comment section is not flooded, because you're listening. And I like that. We need to educate one another rather than come here and start wishfully thinking and building castles in the air and being delusional. Those times are gone. The times when we use our Pi to buy islands are gone. That ain't happening. Let's just be real. Those were jokes that we had. It ain't happening. So forget about that. Think about what you're going to do next. Think about what you're going to do next. Stop being delusional. In all those chat groups where people are being delusional, don't fall victim to those things. Don't be a follower. Don't be a sheep. Be a wolf. You understand? Yeah. Stand on the shoulder of giants. Do you understand? But if you can do that, it's going to help. Let me see what people are saying. Okay, it's just Bekani. Bekani says, I had my passphrase on a note hidden in my room, but they still managed to recently get into my wallet. I don't know how they do this, but they are making many more pioneers victims. Absolutely. Absolutely. Today, if you watch the video, the one I did while I was unlocking my friend's Pi, you could see I was panicking because it was in real time while I was doing it. It's not like I'd recorded something. I couldn't, because once you do, it's gone. But I needed to show you guys that if his account was compromised, you would have seen it because it would have been on that video. But you saw that his account was not compromised because he got all his Pi unlocked. You understand? And nothing happened. So far, so good for him. So fingers crossed, nothing happens to him. So yeah, he said he got me for real, perfectly explained. Yep, absolutely, by the balls. What assures me is that they will face their karma for harming so many pioneers so deeply. Absolutely. I mean, one thing I'll never do is to harm individuals who are working hard, who are not born with silver spoons. Even if somebody is born with silver spoon, they're an individual. I'm not going after them. I'll always go after conglomerates like banks, like governments. You know, they're the thieves. They're the ones that are taking what you've earned. How can a bank give you interest when you borrow money from them in, let's say, 20%, 30%? And then when they take your money, which is your hard-earned money as savings, they give you 0.005 or 0.05% of interest. So they don't have any money. They use your money to make money from interests. You know, that's why we don't have to go to banks. I hate banks. You understand? I do hate them a lot because they steal from us, you know. But yeah, it is what. And then when you're in crypto, they want to tax you and do this and do that. Yeah, they were the ones that were calling crypto a scam. They're the ones that were calling crypto an influencer of global terrorism and so on. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'll use those words. Sorry. Phone or see their paraphrase. What do you mean? Wait, let me see. What's he saying? My question is, should I accept anyone who send me friend requests on my profile? Does that matter? Nah, that doesn't matter, to be honest. Me, even that friend thing, I'm probably going to delete it. I don't really like it anymore because that's where they saw my my username, and they went and blocked me or muted me globally on the pie charts, which is a shame. It's a shame. They've lost an asset. Did you understand? Now I don't have any ties with them. All I have is my Pi in the wallet. I want my Pi out of the wallet. They should just give me my Pi. Simple. That's all I want. Give me my Pi, people. Pi core team, Pi founders, Nicholas and Chenjao, give me my Pi. I don't want to have anything to do with you lot. I don't want you on my channel. Don't come on my channel. I'll do no interview with you lot. And that's all. Because they just piss me off, you know? They really piss me off. Yeah. Are they stealing people's pie because someone put their paraphrase somewhere, or they hack people? They hack. But do not, if you save it on your phone, you know, they'll hack it. Well, they're hacking into your phone anyway, but they're not getting any information because maybe you may have a two-factor authentication, therefore they can't really get into it. But you never know. These people have a lot of decryption keys that they're able to use to decrypt any form of encryption. You know what I mean? So you never know with these people. They're very relentless in what they do. Yeah. What else was I gonna say? The best thing you can do is to get your Pi out of your wallet. I never had any issue on an exchange. Also, if I make transaction on OKX, I have to put my phone number and email address as verification. Absolutely. The transactions are very secure because it has to go through your phone and all of that. I don't think the Pi wallet is secure enough because you only have your biometric capabilities and the passphrase, but I don't think the app itself is secure because I press my Pi app and I'm able to go in straight away. There is nothing. There is no two-factor authentication and there is no biometric capabilities, you know, or whatever. So I can't use my iris or my thumbprint when I'm going into the Pi app. So I just click on it. I mean, do you know what I mean? So that is just weird. That is weird. And if we don't have that for the Pi app, that is a problem. I've thought about it deeply. The Pi app itself needs to be protected. The app itself. There has to be biometric capabilities. There has to be two-factor authentication. The app is what I'm talking about. You know, the app. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just weird. And a friend of mine just moved all his Pi into his BitGet wallet account because at the end of the day, your Pi, because they have because they've been KYB'd, it's easier for you to still have your Pi there. It's not fiat. You may see the fiat value, but it doesn't make any difference. Your Pi is still there. So if you feel like, okay, you want to move some back into the wallet, you can do that. And that's the advice that, you know, I obviously in the UK we can only use MEXC. MEXC is where you can fully have the capability. So MEXC, which is MEXC, that's what I use. But some people use BitGet in other places. Some people use OKX, and there's Pionex, and there is Gate.io. So those five are the ones that have the. Those are the five exchanges that have or which have been KYB'd. Any other, please don't try because your Pi will turn into fiat and that's it. Do you know what I mean? So don't try because you can't transfer it back. And if you can't transfer it back, it's turned to fiat. I'm afraid that's done. So those are the five you can use if your country is eligible for those exchanges. In the UK, it's only one that we can use, which is MEXC. That's what we can use. Yeah. So I transferred 19 Pi from OKX to Pi wallet, only to see if it's compromised after a month, and it was stolen to the hacker's Pi wallet MEXC address. No, that's a weird one. That's a weird one. So he transferred it to his MEXC. Yeah, of course, because he transferred it. He went straight into his because he already grabbed yours by the balls. He transferred it straight, which is smart. The Pionex people have been giving me the runaround about accepting my bank account info to buy Pi. Now, be very careful what you do. I'll not advise people into doing it personally because I haven't done it. Mine is still in my wallet. I feel as though my wallet is safe because I haven't done anything that would compromise that particular wallet, and I don't give it away. So, and that phone, nobody knows it. So it's specific for that. So, and one advice as well, you should have a phone that's specific for your certain cryptos like Pi, like over, the layer one cryptos. The layer one cryptos have a specific phone for that. It doesn't have to be expensive, it just has to be a smartphone, and have it specifically for your layer one cryptos, not the meme coins, not the Telegram ones, not the bot ones, please, but the layer ones. Okay, like your Ethereums and your not Solana. Solana is compromised, not Solana. All the Solana layer twos and the meme ones, they're all compromised, man. Trust me, they're bad. So what you need to do, have a cheap smartphone, secure of course, and make sure you use every two-factor authentication capability. Use that, and also ensure that your layer one cryptos are on that phone and nowhere else. So therefore, when that happens, it can't be compromised easily. It gets compromised when you start doing other things, going on to certain meetings, clicking on links that you have no business clicking on, and they open the door. We call it a Trojan horse. They open the door to, all the other stuff, or malware or spyware or something. Do you know what I mean? So be very careful. Be very careful what you do when it comes to those things. All right. Yeah. So if you've got any questions, please put it there. I will give you a few minutes before I go. We've gone past the hour. Normally, I don't want to do past 1 hour, but I think these subjects are huge subjects. We spoke about the Pi price being too low, quote unquote. It's all relative, but in it with Pi, if it's less than $1, it's low. I don't want it because Pi to me is valuable, so it has to be more than the dollar. But if it's less than the dollar, it is low. Do you understand? And then we spoke about the KYC validation rewards, which the Pi-Core team don't want to relinquish. And to me, that is sort of that is greedy. You know what I mean? And obviously, our unverified Pi as well. Those are Pi that we deserve to have. It's not some Pi that, the ones that have been KYC, they've been KYC, that means it's verified. So we need those Pi, Why don't we have those Pi? That's another problem that I have with them. And obviously, I don't see the tentative KYC. I don't know why that's happening still. I believe that people need to be fully KYC'd so, we can all see which direction we're going. But yet, they, like I said, they have us by the balls, and most of us can't even flinch. You know what I mean? Me, you can grab me by the balls, I'll still be flinching. I don't give a shit. I know it's the most sensitive, most vulnerable part of a human, of a man, but yeah, grab it and I'll still be kicking. Yeah, it's painful, but I'll still be kicking. Obviously, lockups and migrations, some have been compromised, but like I said, there's always a way. We find a way and we ensure that they don't win. Simple as that. Yeah, so Nelson, you're late. The show is almost done, but you can watch it. You can watch the whole thing again, and if you've got any questions, please let me know. Listen, it's been great. Go watch this again. Now, NFT, remember, pig NFT. The earlier you do it, the better. If you're just joining, I told everyone that if you want to join, you join from between now and the 15th. After the 15th, you are risking it. Do you understand? Remember, I said that after the 15th of June, you're risking it. And there's no harm in risking, but you're actually risking it. So the earlier you do, the better. The link is in the description. Go click on it. If you want the link, I can put it in right now so you don't forget. Where is it? Pig NFT. Here we go. Yep, there's the link. So you can click on it, and it's not mining, so you're not mining anything. You're investing in those NFTs. They only last for 100 days, so you own it for 100 days, and within those 100 days, after 14 days, you would have recouped all your investment, and the rest will be pure profit. Remember that. So what you're looking at is 14 days after you've invested, recoup all your investment, the rest pure profit. All right. Anyway, take care of yourselves. If you've got any questions, please let me know. Name is Ray. Channel is Race United. Word is peace, and I love you all.